The Boston Bruins enter the 2016-17 season at odds of 22-1 to win the Stanley Cup. The Boston Bruins have missed the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons, but somehow general manager Don Sweeney and head coach Claude Julien still have jobs. Sweeney has made a mess of things in a short period of time as he was brought in after the Bruins missed the playoffs 2 years ago. The Boston Bruins had an overall record of 42-31-7-2 and the team was better on the road with 8 more wins traveling than at home. The Bruins were not very good a year ago on defense as they allowed 2.8 goals per game, which was 19th in the league. The Boston Bruins were basically a .500 team last season, and that was not good enough to get them into the playoffs. The biggest part of their problem was their home record, as they actually finished with a losing record at TD Garden. If the Bruins could have won just 1 more than they lost at home, they would have made the playoffs as they had a winning record on the road. Goal scoring for Boston was actually pretty good last season as the team ranked 5th in the NHL, but that number may go down this season as the loss of Eriksson is a big one. Many of general manager Don Sweeney's moves have been criticized, and he went out in the offseason and signed David Backes to a big contract, and he went out and got a backup goalie in Anton Khudobin. Backes was never a great goal scorer in St. Louis, and the Bruins may have overpaid for him. It is hard to see how Boston got any better as they lost Louis Eriksson, Lee Stempniak, and Brett Connolly, among others. There's no reason to think they will be any better in 2016 and 17 as Zdeno Chara is a year older, and they don't have any replacements in waiting. Torrey Krug is a good offensive defenseman, but he isn't anything special on the back end. The best two-way defenseman for the Bruins might just be Adam McQuaid. It will be likely up to Tuukka Rask to save the Bruins on a nightly basis and give them a chance to make the playoffs. The defense for Boston is not very good as Krug is more of an offensive threat, and other than Adam McQuaid, no one on the defense stands out. Chara is well past his prime and headed for retirement soon, and Dennis Seidenberg is no longer with the team. The Bruins have a good goaltender in Tuukka Rask, but he sees far too many shots on a nightly basis and has been overworked in recent seasons. Why are the Bruins going to suddenly turn into a playoff team this season? If they are counting on Backes to make a big difference, they could be in for a huge disappointment, as Backes wasn't anything special in St. Louis. The defense for Boston simply isn't good enough for this team to win, so unless Rask stands on his head on a nightly basis, the Bruins are in trouble. Rask is probably not going to play great enough in 2016 and 17, which could mean another season of missing the playoffs, which would likely mean the end for head coach Claude Julien and Boston. Don't forget that Bang the Book is your best resource for sports betting information on this event and every other sporting event and game this week. Click over to bangthebook.com now.